जैसे तिल में तेल है जो चकमक में तेरा साई तुझ में है तो जाग सके तो जाग कबीरा, जाग सके तो जाग। जैसे तिल में तेल है जो चकमक में तेरा साई तुझ में है तो जाग सके तो जाग कबीरा, जाग सके तो जाग। A very beautiful doha, and the title is As Oil in the Seed. Like the sesame seed contains the oil, like the fire in the flint stone, so is God within you. Realize, awake, if you can. जाग सके तो जाग। Now, what does it mean? Apart from the obvious message, what is the hidden message? And the pun is there. And my job is to bring that out. The other message which you read it is obvious. Hirenji, I don't want the obvious message, sir. You are not expecting me to ask you this, is it?
I was just about expecting, because it will be a difficult question, I thought. Yeah, yes. What I understand from there, that yes, everyone has his or her possibility or spark within. One has to explore to bring it out, right? That is what I understand. I don't know what you meant to ask that, or.
See, what I was asking Hirenji is, the message is obvious, that God is within you, just like the oil in the sesame seed or the fire in the flint stone. So there's a obvious narration saying God is within you.
Yeah.
But you know it, I know it, we all have heard it umpty number of times. But then where is the problem?
Our lack of efforts, or lack of looking inside.
You can say that, a lack of effort. See what?
Yeah.
No, you're actually right. You're very right.
What specific word you are looking for? I'm not sure what exactly.
No, I'm only looking at the concept or the idea that we all need to understand. So when a guru gives an advice to the student, it's a very valuable advice the guru gives, isn't it? Like Kabir ji is giving a very valuable advice to all of us. We're all learning from the guru. But in spite of the advice being given, if the transformation is not happening, it only means the student is not ready.
Yeah.
The student is not ready. So the accent is the concluding line, Jag sake to jag. The real accent is not in the first half of the verse, is in the concluding part of the verse, of the doha. Because if the student is ready and prepared, this advice can transform him, isn't it?
Yeah.
In spite of me telling, if I still were to go out in search of God, what does it mean? I am not ready to understand the deep import of what the gurus have imparted to us. So I am ill prepared. It just talks of the ill preparedness of the student.
Yeah, it's basically like in education, as we say, that education cannot be given, it has to be taken. So it is something similar to that, right?
Yes, indeed. Yes. But again, I go back to that point I made, that accent is on how ill prepared we are. Because the moment there is that a perfect readiness of the student, it brings about a world of change.
Yes.
So a lot is required for the student to put in the right effort, to attune to the teachings, to the knowledge, so that the knowledge can bring about the transformation.
Yeah. I understand. In my own case, I can tell you, I have started thinking about it quite seriously, about the things I've been learning or listening.
Since when have you been serious, sir?
Since I started this group.
Oh, that's nice to note.
I'll be honest
Not that you
about
said, no, if you say from last week only I have been very serious,
no,
then
no.
That gives me little comfort, sir. You know?
Only thing is that I am not still being able to put 100% on it. I don't, it's my lack of concentration or whatever you might say. So I see still light at the end of the tunnel, but I need to put the effort a little stronger.
Sir, I congratulate you. You are saying that at least light at the end of the tunnel. Most of us are not even seeing that. So you are way ahead of us. You are way ahead of us.
No. I might be.
So please, can you lead us to that light as well?
Well, on the first class, if you remember, you gave a measurement up to 4 or something, 1 to 4. I said I was at almost 2.6 or 3. And yeah, you almost, I don't know whether you laughed at me or not, but
no.
I felt I was a bit of a misplaced there. So I might be in the same situation. But what I'm saying is that I feel a little bit of a growth, but there's way far to go. And for which I am not putting enough effort, I think, or whatever reason it is. Yeah, I definitely like to do more and get more understanding.
So a guru would never ever laugh at a student. And I didn't do that.
No.
And I'm reminded of, I think it was, I think is it Wordsworth, or I think it's Wordsworth. He talks about how a mother bird tries to lure the little one to the open skies. The mother has done all it needs to nourish the little one. And the mother feels the little one has got that wings, it's got that strength. Till then, the mother used to bring the food right to the nest and give the food in its beak. And when the mother realizes the bird is ready to fly and experience the open skies, it comes with the food and lures the bird, and it sits a few feet away from the nest. So the bird has to come out of the comfort of the, because it's hungry and it needs the food. So it just takes a few steps, comfort of the nest, comes out into the open branches, takes the food and goes back quickly. After a couple of days, the mother sits a little further away, the neighboring branch, and the bird has to take that hop from where it is, from the nest to where the mother is. And that's how the mother bird inspires the little one into the open skies. It never undermines or scoffs at the level it is. It shouldn't, and one wouldn't. So I don't really recall the words you did say, but I always enjoyed interacting whenever you have been here, and even so now. So your thinking is very right, sir. All of us, when we look back in the context, we all have to step up our efforts, raise the bar, jag saketo jag. So you have to be far more conscious that it is not the knowledge, it is my readiness to relate to the knowledge that makes the difference. Because the moment, if you are ready, then it creates a trigger. The trigger effect is mind-boggling. See, I'm searching, coming back to the point, I'm searching for God, but yet what is the nature of God he's saying? Thanks, Erenji. What is the nature when you say sesame seed, sesame oil in a sesame seed, or fire in a flintstone? What is he saying? What is the nature of God? With these two examples, you'll know. Sai, what is the nature of God?
God is within the seed, within us.
Okay, now this is, I've not said this till now, so you have to think afresh. Another example we also learn in the Shastras, the Atmabodha, Adi Shankaracharya says it is like butter in milk. So either you use butter in milk, or oil in the seed, or fire in the stone. What is the nature of God?
He comes, it comes through effort, self-effort, result of a lot of self-effort, lot of introspection, reflection.
No, I'm asking the nature of God here. I'm not talking your effort. You're right. You have to put an effort to get there. That's what we were saying. I'm just moving on from what I've said. What is the nature of God? Okay, you also, another cue to all of you is when you look at Shivalinga.
Continuous, he's continuous.
I can't give any more. Okay, no problem, Sai. Kamalji, please hold back your answers.
Is it the same nature as you?
So the answer I'm seeking is from the examples that is given. I'm asking what's the nature of God?
The examples,
The examples we have taken is?
the oil in the seed and the fire in the stone.
And then we also said?
So we also said that we need
Butter
some
in
effort
milk.
to, yeah.
No, butter in milk.
Yeah.
Okay. So just going with these three examples, or even when you look at the fourth is Shivalinga, there's one thing that's common, which is the nature of God.
Is it supporting us, like
You're getting there. Yes, it is.
the substratum of us, or is it, this is what empowering us or supporting us?
Then how does it fit into the example of butter in milk, fire in stone, oil in seed?
It is always there. It's just we have to have the effort to bring it out.
Correct. What's the point is God, the nature of God is Brahman is in unmanifest form. You don't see the butter in the milk, but it's there. You don't see the oil in the seed, it is there. You don't see the fire in the stone, it is there, but you got to put an effort to bring it out of it, isn't it? But the point I was trying to establish is what Kabirji is saying, it's an unmanifest form. And all of us are holding on to,
we are holding up to the manifested form.
we are holding on to the manifested form and thinking that it is God. So the Jag Saketo Jag, you go beyond the form and get to the formless. God is within you. It is not what you're holding on to. And I am not grown up to realize that God is not what I'm holding on to. I'm holding on to it, thinking that is God. He's saying that is not what God is. The entire world is supported by that Brahman in the unmanifest form. So a very powerful point. Now again, it will only appeal to you if you are ready for it. Otherwise, you will still go in search for God where? Outside. However grand it may be. I'm not denying that there is no God out there. But you'll only, wherever you go outward, you may divinize it outside, but the realization is only within. The realization of God is within you. So I can go to Badrinath, I can go to Kedarnath, I can go to Mount Kailash. People share their experiences of having visited Mount Kailash and they say, oh my God, it's so divinely, it is so, God is very much sitting there. I said, God is sitting right next to you also now. You mean to say God is only there catching cold in the Himalayas there? You think God is any less here? God is any less in your puja room with such sanctity you have invoked God in your own puja room? You mean to say God is not there in the temple down the road? You mean to say God is only there in the mountains there? He's not there in any it's not pervading everywhere. So, Kiranji, that is when I laugh silently within. Not outside at them. I silently laugh within to understand how childish one is when one thinks that way. I feel sad that they don't realize the true grandeur of what God is. They bring God down to a point, a place. No doubt you may experience it at moments, but it doesn't mean it is not there when you don't experience it. It doesn't mean it's not there when you don't see it. It is very much there. It's for you don't have the eyes to see it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like when you chant a prayer or you perform a puja, it has a certain effect. It has a certain feeling. It's not that it's not there when it's not done. Very much there. It's just that my mind is not attuned to it.
I think those I would call it a conducive situations to help you.
Yes, conducive situations. But if you are strong, you will create an environment around you. Don't wait for something external. You will create from within. So everything man has created, where has it sprung from? Whatever creation mankind has done, where has it sprung from? Is it not come from the very thought within?
Yes.
So can't we measure the power of thought, what a human being can achieve? Even in worldly sense? Even in worldly sense, we may think small, isn't it? So what I'm only trying to say is all inside out.
Absolutely.
It's not out there. So all the idols that we are holding on to, remember, the ideal is beyond the idol. Another point perhaps you may want to consider. Okay. Right. Now, the mention of Shivalinga was, Sai, you understand now?
Yeah, Shivalinga is like continuous, no end, no start. It doesn't have a.
When you look at a Shivalinga, what do you see? The Shivalinga is a half ellipsoid, isn't it? Hmm? What you see is only the manifested portion. There's also the unmanifested portion beneath that supports the manifested. So what you see is the manifest, the unseen is unmanifest, unmanifest supports the manifest. So God is, going back to the point we established, is God, the nature of God is, it's in the unmanifest form. Unseen, God is unseen. Correct? Huh?
It is like untapped potential within us.
You can say that infinite potential is there within you. But for that, you got to go within and tap it. Isn't it? Okay?
But when we don't see it, it is difficult to realize what. That's the problem.
What do you don't see? You see what?
Like if we take the example of the seeds, sesame seeds, when we don't know that an oil can be extracted out of it, when we are ignorant of the oil, we stick to that seed itself and probably be happy, content with the seeds.
Accumulating seeds. No, yes, that's where ignorance, so the knowledge, that's where it takes you one step beyond where we are. That's where, as I said, the Guru says so many things. If I don't do my part to clinch it, if I'm not ready for it, I can tell you n number of times, rest of my life, I can tell you that God is within you. But you may still take a long journey to experience God. It's like you don't understand that the real essence is in the seed which I'm still having with me. You with me on that?
Yes.
They are not saying that what you're doing is wrong, but understand the limitation of it. You get it? See, beyond a point, it becomes very uncomfortable. Beyond a point, it becomes very, you can't relate to it. Isn't it, Rajima? What do you mean by namaskar?
Yes, Guruji.
Huh? You agree to me that what yes you are telling?
The feeling of being uncomfortable.
Uncomfortable with what?
The understanding, Guruji.
Saying, Guruji, please move on to the next doha. I can sense that restlessness in everybody. It's not that there is no substance here. There's a lot of substance, but then you're not ready for it. What can anybody do? See, often, I'm not saying that it is at all that's the case here, but it's often told, and it's very, very true. It's the student that inspires the teacher. As Hirenji said, knowledge is never given, it's taken. So if the student is inspired, it brings a lot more from what a teacher can be a warehouse, but it's the student that draws out. You understand? So there's immense potential in what the content in what this Doha is saying. So stop your extroverted search, go inward, go introverted, you'll find it, you'll clinch it. Ashrama is saying, we put in tremendous effort to go to Badrinath, but we don't put enough effort to go to the temple down the road. Because less auspicious. ये तो ordinary temple है, ये local temple है. Then there's national temple, then there's international temple. So we have given cadres, no? Different levels. Sad.